Welcome to the presentation of the San Francisco IHSS Public Authority Consumer Survey. In the fall of 2013, the San Francisco IHSS Public Authority mailed 21,950 surveys to IHSS consumers living in San Francisco. The purpose of the survey is to help the Public Authority and other agencies understand what consumers are currently experiencing, what do they need, and their awareness of the upcoming changes to IHSS. The survey covered several categories: usage of IHSS, health coverage of consumers, impact of recent reductions of hours, knowledge of upcoming changes to IHSS, and the needs of IHSS consumers. Out of the 21,950 surveys mailed out, we received 3,763 responses. That is a lot of people. Throughout the fall, Public Authority staff entered data from all 3,763 responses. So what kind of people responded to this survey? A majority of people, 85% in the survey, are 55 years or older. Little over half are 75 or older, about 56%. A little over half of the respondents were women, 59%, with men as 38% and 30% as other. Regarding race and sexual orientation, a little over half, 54% of the respondents identified as Asian, 19% white, 10% Hispanic Latino, and 10% African American Black. A majority of respondents identified as straight, that is 68%. 27% responded as either other or no response. And 5% identified as LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or queer. For those respondents whose first language is not English, 39% speak Chinese, 35% speak another language or do not respond, 11% speak Russian, and 8% speak Spanish. When asked about the usage of IHSS, almost half of all respondents, 46%, have had IHSS for 1 to 5 years. 29% had IHSS for 6 to 10 years, and 10% had IHSS for 11 to 15 years. Almost all respondents, 84%, have only one IHSS worker, with 10.6% having 2 workers. Very few respondents have more than 2 IHSS workers. The job of providing home care is not easy. In the surveys we received, people talked about how important their worker is to their daily lives. Here's a quote from Paul C. He says, "My caregiver really cares about me. I am not just a job. I feel cared for." A little over 3/4 of all respondents, 78%, hire their own IHSS worker. Almost 1/5 of all respondents, 17%, say they use a referral list from the Public Authority when hiring an IHSS worker. Almost half of all respondents, 48%, say they want to interview and hire their own IHSS worker. Many people value IHSS because it allows them to hire and direct their own care. Here's a quote by Dewey W. He says, "Please let us have the dignity to choose who I have in my home. I work better with people I trust. I want to interview and choose my own caregiver. Almost 1/5 of all respondents, 18%, say they use the IHSS consortium to provide their worker for them. A little under half of all respondents, 42%, have a family member as an IHSS worker. Since many people have family members as their IHSS workers, IHSS is important in that it keeps families together. Gladys S. says, with IHSS, my granddaughter is able to financially support herself. I can still remain at home with family. On questions about health coverage, over 3/4 of all respondents, 78%, say they receive both Medi-Cal and Medicare. When asked what type of health plan the respondents belong to, 8% said Anthem Blue Cross is their health plan, and 17% said SF Health Plan is their health plan. A little under half of all respondents, 49%, said Medi-Cal is the name of their health plan. 1/4 of all respondents, 25%, do not know the name of their health plan or did not answer this question. On questions about respondents' awareness of upcoming changes to IHSS, only 6% are aware that Anthem Blue Cross and SF Health Plan are going to provide IHSS services in San Francisco in the near future. Only 10% of respondents have heard of the Coordinated Care Initiative, a change by the state combining IHSS with other Medicare and Medi-Cal services. Only 5% of respondents have heard of Cal MediConnect, a new program for people on Medicare and Medi-Cal. In the survey, we asked everyone to check some statements that apply to them regarding the impact of their recent reductions in hours since February 2012. The following are the top 5 statements that respondents said apply to them. The number 1 statement most respondents agree to is, my personal care needs are not being adequately met. Here's a quote that's an example of this statement. Taha B said, the hours you took from me makes my worker have to work a little harder. A lot of times, she cannot get them all done in the amount of time she has now. Here's the second statement that respondents checked most. My health has become worse. Here's the third statement that respondents checked most. I see the doctor more often. Here's the fourth statement respondents checked most. I worry about staying safe in my home or going to the hospital. Many survey respondents talked about their fear of moving into a nursing home. Oleg T said, I hope no more hours will be cut. I'm barely getting by. I don't want to go to a nursing home. I want to be independent. Here's the fifth statement the respondents checked most. I am less able to participate in community activities. In a question about a respondent's interest in advocacy, about 1/4 of all respondents, 24%, expressed interest in advocating for ways to improve IHSS. Overall, here are a few main things we learned from the survey. Most respondents are older adults who hire their own IHSS workers. Most respondents are on both Medi-Cal and Medicare, but many are not sure which managed care plan they are in. Most respondents are unaware of changes the state is making with IHSS and changes with Medicare and Medi-Cal. With the recent reductions in hours, respondents are worried about their health, safety, and having their personal care needs adequately met. And there is some interest among respondents in advocating for ways to improve IHSS. I'd like to end this talk with just a few more remaining quotes from consumers to illustrate the major themes. And the first one is that IHSS is a lifeline. Many people wrote about how IHSS is an essential part of their health, well-being, and safety. Debbie S. said, "Since I am without any family, it is crucial to have IHSS. It gives me some peace of mind to know that there is someone I can call for help in an emergency. It is very scary to be alone." Another major theme is the interdependent nature of the worker-consumer relationship. We know that home care is more than just a job for most workers. Esther L. said, "I am bipolar. My IHSS worker coming to see me every day to help me care about living again. The quality of my life has tremendously improved." And finally, I think this quote really sums up what IHSS means to me and probably many of the people who filled out the survey. Leopoldo P. says, "IHSS makes me strong and live longer." Simply put, IHSS is more than just a lifeline for survival. It makes life better. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any additional questions. My name is Alice Wong. My email address is alwong1_99@yahoo.com, and you can find me on Twitter at SFDIREWOLF. Thank you very much.